hate the homies.
Hey, what up, though? Man, welcome back to I Hate the Homies podcast. Rock Teasies, who I be.
Man, it's episode 11. It's your boy Griff, what's cracking, and I hate the homies.
And it's your boy Super Dave. But guess what?
We don't care. But we do care about Deshaun Watson and the decision that just came down.
Ooh, the Cardinals changed their mind on Kyler Murray?
Man, Will Smith is trying to take back a smack back, if that's what you could do.
And why people tripping about the Black Panther Part 2 movie? We got some that loving it, some that hate it, some like don't do it, like they tripping. All that we gonna get into, man. But Ray Duggar, take us in, baby!
I hate the homies.
I love that song. I ain't gonna lie. We got our own theme song, dog, from a dude from D.C. Ray Duggar, we appreciate you, partner.
Everybody out there saying, I hate the homies.
Right.
Let me tell y'all something, man. You know, we clown a lot, we joke a lot, we like to have fun on the podcast, but we cannot start this thing without talking about Boston Celtic great, NBA legend, Bill Russell.
That's right.
Dies at the age of 88. I'm going to take my time and go through this right quick, and y'all can tell me y'all can put your 2 cents or whatever, man. Hall of Famer. One of the greatest of all time. Won 8 straight titles, 11 total. Won the last 2 titles as both a player and serving as the NBA's first black head coach. Well, just coach, not head coach. Considered the greatest champion in all of team sports. 5-time MVP, 12-time All-Star, the greatest shot blocker of all time, 12 straight seasons with more than 1,000 rebounds. He averaged 22 rebounds per game throughout his career, ladies and gentlemen. Off the court, man, was probably even more magnificent.
Yeah.
He was ordered the Medal of Freedom by former President Barack Obama, the nation's highest civilian honor, for his commitment to social justice and civil rights. Let me tell y'all something, man. Bill Russell is NBA.
It's black excellence.
Oh, my goodness.
It's black excellence at its finest. I heard Michael Jordan say he was the blueprint to how black NBA players should be. I loved watching him in the 60s and 70s with Muhammad Ali and Jim Brown. And
that's the visual I remember.
When they was out here advocating for black rights, even though they were the biggest stars at the time, they was not letting it be known that they wasn't about that life. So it was something that I saw on him once, and he had a sign above his name in the locker room for the Celtics, and it said, we have a game to play, we might as well win. And I just thought that was his whole philosophy. We got a game, what else you gonna do?
I think the most amazing part is you're talking about 8 straight championships.
Come on, dog.
With the Boston Celtics.
Come on, man.
2 as a player, the first black coach.
Right.
But he was a coach and player.
Yes, sir.
Won 2 championships there too. So when you look at Bill Russell, you're talking about excellence at its best.
You will want to be him when you grow up.
Oh, man.
No matter what position you play in the NBA.
And I just wish I had a chance to see him play. I'm talking about back in the day.
60s,
you know, we
70s.
see basketball all the time now, but just think what if we saw him and Wilt?
Come on, dog.
That was a rivalry back in the day.
Even Wilt bows down to him.
Because Wilt was more of a scorer.
Yeah.
But when you look at Russell, he was more of the defensive player.
Come on, man.
You ain't want that smoke. You wasn't coming down the lane like it was easy, dog.
Okay, so now, since all of us is guilty of this, when people ask our top 5 NBA players of all time,
oh, man, you going to throw that on me now?
Bill Russell is not really in our top 5.
That's sad, too.
And that is
true.
sad because this brother deserves to be in everybody's top 5.
But you know why? It's what we do in everything. When we say we see the best game that particular Sunday, that's the best game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
No, it's not. We're living in
but
that moment.
somebody that's 75.
Exactly.
Who they top 5 was.
Exactly.
Come on.
I
bet you Bill Russell is going to be
We're living in that moment and saying what's the best. But really, you got to really dig through history. And with Bill Russell, you see what history is all about. Has anybody ever done that before?
Add the rings up, dog. The 8 straight is
on.
just dumb. Because I
don't care how many games they were playing back in the day.
Right.
That's still 8 straight championships.
Yeah, with no shot clock either. It was straight.
No 3-point line.
Globetrotters, Washington General games, but that ain't the point. Yeah, and then he was the only black person out there for a long time
in Boston too. Really?
Right.
That's what some critics say. They say because he was one of the only blacks at that time, his competition wasn't as strong
Oh,
as
no,
the competition.
Don't downplay
Don't water
the
down
greatness.
Bill
Yeah,
Russell. Don't water down this brother.
It's like, remember when Kareem, when his name was Lou Alcindor, when he was at UCLA, they banned slamming.
Yeah.
Because you remember then they had to bring it back because they was like, okay, all right, we doing too much. You can't stop that man. It's like you can't stop greatness. He will always be remembered. I believe the Finals MVP trophy is named after him.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's dope, man.
Rest in heaven, Bill Russell.
Absolutely.
We're going to continue, man. So let's talk about Deshaun Watson, the decision.
Ooh,
Finally, man. How many months? How many years?
We've been talking about it for all our episodes, I think. All of them. They finally gave him. Tell them how many, Rod.
All right, so the Cleveland Browns quarterback agrees to settle with 3 of the remaining lawsuits against him, okay? There was 25 accusers, 1 remaining. All right, so let's get that part out the way. We're going to bring you guys up to speed. And recently, he's been suspended 6 games in the season, violating the league's personal conduct policy. He will serve a 6-game suspension for the accusations of sexual misconduct during the massage sessions. Deshaun will still be able to practice with the team during the preseason. Okay, and then during the first half of the regular season,
he's not gonna be able to go nowhere near the facilities.
No, he can't. He can't for the first 3 games, but then the last 3 games.
He can the last 3. He also isn't being penalized monetarily.
He's not being fined.
So how about that? So to me, that's an easy win because they were saying that he was going to get 12, and we don't ever want to discount the women who made the accusations. I have sisters, I have daughters, I got mom and aunties. I appreciate the NFL for doing something. I heard this morning, like for example, DeAndre Hopkins, the wide receiver for the Cardinals, he's being suspended for 6 games, but we knew he didn't pass a drug test. Mm-hmm. We also know the other player suspended for the league or the season because he got busted again doing something. But the Deshaun Watson was so. Well, ain't no proof, and then this many accused him, and then this many pulled out, and then so many changed their minds, and then he went to the Browns.
Don't say pull out.
I'm just saying, shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking
It can
about.
go in a whole other direction.
Point is, the NFL did something with nothing. So
Right.
they could have just said, nah, that ain't have nothing to do with us. We not the Texans. Cleveland could have kept it moving. But at least the NFL is saying he did do something against our conduct code, and we're going to penalize him for it.
Okay, so Judge Sue L. Robinson is kind of serving as a mediator
I saw that.
between the Players Association
Yeah.
and the NFL. Okay, so now the Players Association, the Players Union say we agree with this 6-game
Of
suspension.
course they're going to agree.
Yeah, versus
They're
the
getting
12.
exactly what
Right.
they want.
But the NFL could appeal this bad boy.
And we'll know in the
next 3 days.
And then we'll know in
Yep.
the next 3 days. And I'm telling you, NFL is going to appeal this because what they were looking for. That's why the players union say what they said. They're looking for 12 games. They were looking for 12 games and
It's
$8
a money.
million
Exactly.
fine.
It's some money.
Not because they want to, it's because the public is pressuring them.
Exactly.
Because
To
they're
do something.
living on what happened, and they can't. It's the black. I don't know if we want to say black eye, but it's a bad mark for them right now. With what happened with Ray Rice back in the day, and they gave him what was that, a 2 or 3 game suspension,
And then
all the
video
outrage.
came out
The
later.
video came out.
Remember that? Yeah, the video came out. And we was like, oh, Ray.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah,
Pounded that
we
lady.
said
He was
that's
acting
a
like-
year. Well, that's a year
And that
suspension.
dude ain't been in nothing. That
No.
dude ain't hit the CFL. He ain't in the XFL, X-Force, nothing. But check these 6 games that he's suspended. And I was looking at this. Now, my calculations, just me, the Browns could have went 5-1 in them first 6. The first 6, Carolina, win, right?
Yeah.
For Carolina.
At Carolina.
Jets
Win.
is the second one win. Steelers, they could have beat because we don't know who their starter is.
yeah.
And right now, Steelers is technically at the bottom of the division, but you say get at a push.
Yep.
So maybe, okay, so the Falcons win.
Yeah, win.
Without, okay, the Chargers.
Nope.
I lost.
That's what I put. And then the Patriots.
Lost.
I got lost
exactly.
there.
So you saying, so yours is 3-3.
Right.
I'm saying 4-2. So you
I'm right there with you.
And Sunday night, week 7 versus the Ravens,
coming back.
coming back.
And you ain't played at all.
Now, Jacoby Brissett, he can hold it
Jacoby's
down.
not a punk, dog.
No, he can hold down. He can hold it
Right.
down. That's why I give him 3-3.
Okay.
So
But
that's-
them last 3, though, you can lose. The Steelers want that win, but they could lose.
question.
I'm gonna have to wait until we know in the next few days what the NFL is gonna do. I know what you're saying. I looked at the schedule the same way, but at the end of the day,
what you saying? The NFL could just come back and say
the NFL, all season or 12 games. I still say 8 games because they want to feel like they beat the players' union. They don't want. That's why the players union say what they said.
Well, let's play a little fun hypothetical game, though, Super Dave.
I hate hypothetical
Let's just say they don't appeal, and it is a 6-game suspension, and that's it. And let's just say that for some reason Jacoby Brissett turns into Superman, and they 6-0 going into Week 7 with crazy amount of momentum. Will you put Deshaun Watson, if you're the coach of the Cleveland Browns, in as the starting quarterback? Or are you rolling with Jacoby, who's got this team at 6-0?
I'm splitting them, dog, because basically Lamar Jackson is Deshaun Watson, and you say Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson, and Jacoby always gonna be third in them 3. I'm splitting them. Jacoby, we're gonna let you see how you do in the first, and then maybe we keep you in. But then we got a dude who really want to play, who we could use against them. I'm looking at it like this, man. You know that Carolina with their new coach and new everything, they like, we got a chance. Game 1, we could beat the Browns.
Right.
It ain't even Deshaun.
Browns got the defense, bro.
This is the most idiotic statement y'all are making right now. I can't believe y'all are saying this right now. Who in the hell did you pay $230 million to, and you guarantee the biggest contract in NFL history? All that money he will see. You mean to tell me what you just said? What you just said?
Jacoby went 6-0. I'm saying I'm splitting him, dog.
Why the hell would you split him?
Because
with the 2 players. No, you won't do that.
So you're putting Deshaun in, no matter what.
Who am I paying? I'm paying.
I get all that.
Okay, I'm paying. So Deshaun Watson starts with
and
me.
Y'all gonna go a hot 6-1.
It
It could go. What if he loses first 4? Now you mad at yourself?
No, I'm not.
Paid somebody.
I fight the battle because at the end of the day, he hadn't played football in 2 years.
That's why I'm making.
Yeah, that's why I'm not letting him in. That's why I said I'm splitting them, dog.
Why the hell would
Dude,
you
they
pay
need to
him?
play. And now you want to play against Baltimore. You know Lamar Jackson, man. If Lamar Jackson don't get some money in the next 2 episodes.
How many weeks did you get him ready for this?
Dog, Deshaun Watson ain't played football in 2 years, dog.
No, hold on. How many weeks did you help him get ready for Baltimore? He had 3 weeks before that Baltimore game. He's not sitting out the whole 6 games where he can't practice with that team.
You're right.
He's going to be in the game plan for 3 weeks before the game starts.
Let me tell you something.
He will be ready for the game.
Why change something that's working, dog? If Jacoby Brissett goes 6-0 and you know them temporal Cleveland Brown fans, dog, they're going to be mad as hell if you put Deshaun Watson in and they go 6-1. They are going to be, dog.
Let me throw this out there.
Don't you know the Brown fans? They funny acting. Funny acting.
Okay, but listen. Okay, we're saying 6-0. What if they go 11-0? Say we go with your theory.
With Jacoby.
I ain't talking about splitting. I'm saying you keep Jacoby out there and they go
11-0.
They gotta
Are you staying with Jacoby?
No, they're going to do exactly what they did with the quarterback from Philly, Nick Foles.
Yeah.
They're going to do the same thing with Nick Foles. At the end of this, they're going to ride Jacoby all the way to the end of the season, and then they're going to trade him.
I can't believe y'all. I can't believe.
Or put him back at backup and let Deshaun.
I wouldn't hire y'all as a Brown GM.
I wouldn't hire you as my GM.
Gone,
Neither one of y'all.
Y'all go 11-0. You really think somebody Jacoby? What if Jacoby is out here playing the best?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm not taking him out, dog.
No,
I'm not taking him out, dog.
Super Dave,
That momentum is too good.
All it is a hypothetical because that's not going to happen.
You
it's
never
not going to
know.
happen. They will lose against the Chargers. They will lose probably against New England.
Who would have thought Tom Brady would have became Tom Brady?
I mean, don't throw in.
Yeah, don't do that.
Nobody
but you're saying Jacoby Brissett the next time.
We talk about Jacoby.
saying that.
I'm just saying, what if Jacoby having an amazing season and he becomes the Jacoby that the coach wanted him to be? The coach gave him the keys, dog, and he said, I ain't take my driver's ed test, dog.
I don't give a damn.
They gave him the keys,
I don't
dog,
give a damn. At the end of the day,
get a permit.
I'm the owner. I'm the GM. I paid this guy $230 million when I have a young football team. I have a running game. I have an offensive line.
get all
but
that.
the team is doing what's happening.
I get all that.
No, but I paid this guy to be ready. Why do you think these guys are hyped right now if it is a 6-game suspension? Because they want to see him week 7 when they play Baltimore.
In the famous words...
And you're not going to have Jacoby Brissett against Baltimore. If you are, you lose your damn job.
In the famous words of the Coming to America movie, Part 1, in the Mighty Sharp barbershop. You must be out of your goddamn mind. If Jacoby is 6-0,
if Jacoby is 6-0, dog, it's no way I'm taking him out.
I guess we don't do drug tests on this podcast because both of y'all are high right now.
Well, first of all, let's not drug shame, dog. Just in case, dog. Remember, it's 18.
You sound like an addict right now. You sound like an addict. You
start scratching my head.
You start scratching yourself.
Is there anything I can do for you, Super Dave, if you let Jacoby play?
Period. $230 million. He starts for my football team.
Okay.
No matter what. He's been out of football for 2 years, but I paid him $230 million, and I guarantee that money. He will play. He will be ready. I'm not saying he's going to play great. I don't know how he's going to play because I ain't seen him in 2 years. But he will be ready for the Baltimore game, and then whatever happens after that, we'll see.
So he's going to be ready for a Baltimore game where the whole Ravens staff is, we hope they put in Deshaun.
Come on, dog.
Please take this 6-0 Jacoby out. Now we just making numbers.
Right.
Please take 6-0 Jacoby out.
Stop saying that. Stop saying that. Just
Rusty McRust.
Stop saying 6-0.
Rusty McRust.
Stop saying that.
Come on, dog.
Just stop that foolishness.
I'm down with the Cleveland. I'm down with the Brown fans right now. If Jacoby goes 6-0, do you? And we're gonna put this on our IG. If Jacoby goes 6-0, do you bench him Game 7?
You'll be the only fool out there that's gonna say he's going 6-0.
We gonna see.
The only fool out there is 6-0. Well, no, my bad. You got Rock too. Two fools out there saying he's gonna go 6-0.
You're gonna see a bunch of fools saying, "Yeah, I'm with Rock and Griff."
Come on, dog.
Super Dave.
So we putting it out there on social media right now.
Out there.
If he goes 6-0, we ain't gonna mention the Deshaun Watson about him playing. If Brissett goes 6-0, Jacoby Brissett goes 6-0, I'll run around Cowboy Stadium in a thong. I'm just telling you that right now. I believe it. I believe they will not.
Mark it.
I'm telling you.
Mark it.
Mark this. I believe we are at 1650 that he said
I'm
that.
confident.
Mark
you
that.
going to run around. You going to do a lap around Cowboy Stadium.
And Griff get to choose to pick the thong for you.
Listen. If they go 5-1, I need you to do that too.
No. I threw what I said.
Because you're not going to get me all hyped up 5 games and then let me down. I'm going to be picking out thongs and everything, dog. I'm thong shopping, dog. Don't thong me. And break my heart.
And don't forget, if you do get an extra large for me.
Oh, God, dog.
On that note, speaking of $230 million,
right?
Let's shift into Kyler Murray's contract. So, Kyler Murray
contract was done.
Yeah.
Let's shift into the backlash that the Arizona Cardinals get for saying what?
That he has to watch film on his own and study for at least 4 hours per week outside of what he does with the team during team time.
And they said, and don't be watching TV, don't be playing video games, don't be on your phone, and don't have no other. Yeah.
How disrespectful can you be? Let me say this first, guys. To become one of the top players in the NFL already, is it safe to say that Kyler Murray is one of the top players in the NFL?
Absolutely.
Okay. That doesn't happen overnight. Because you don't prepare. Because you ain't doing your homework. How
already a little fella.
Come on.
He's known that his whole life. He was the #1 pick. He does this. He's used to being an underdog and winning. He knows what he can do, what he has. And the quarterback position is the hardest position in the NFL game. It's the hardest one. There's 1 million different things you have to play, not counting the audibles in your mind. You know what I'm saying? It come down to all math. When he go this way, I got this guy open. I got to make sure the defensive ends ain't come. It's a lot going on, dog. That's not a position where you can casually be done. Now, I talked to Super Dave between episodes, and I was saying, so what's the deal with Kyler, dog? Is he Mike Vick in it? Like Mike Vick, in 10 years with the Falcons, he averaged 160 yards passing. I know players that played with him, Terrence Mathis, Chuck Smith. I know a whole bunch of people that played with him, coaches, and they was like, yeah, Mike was just doing what he wanted to out there. And that's fine for a couple seasons, dog. But eventually, if I'm an owner, now let me be Super Dave. If I'm an owner and we losing and a quarterback got 164 yards passing, I'm mad every week, dog.
Okay, now how many yards?
Trish.
How many yards rushing does he have, though?
Yeah, I knew you was going to say that. Probably 80, 90. at least. But so what, dog? I don't need 2 running backs. And if I do, I get in a pro formation, dog. I don't need my quarterback to be a running back, dog. Don't do that, dog. You the quarterback. I need you to get me 270 in a loss with 3 touchdowns and maybe 1 interception. But 160 is unacceptable, dog.
Listen, I'm going to give you the reason why the Cardinals probably put this in this contract, because this happened. This is from Kyler Murray 2 years ago.
Tell us the reason.
This is the reason why when we talk about Kyler Murray and the situation with the Arizona Cardinals, he made this statement a couple of years ago. Nobody forced him to make this statement. This is a quote. I think I was blessed with the skills to just go out there and just see it before it happens. This is Murray talking. I'm not one of those guys that's going to sit there and kill myself watching film. I don't sit there for 24 hours and break down this team and that team and what I watch every game, because it'll be in my head. I see so much.
Okay.
So are you using that as fodder for why we got to put in our contract that he need to watch tape?
I'm saying
because his records show that if he watching tape or not, I like whatever he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
That's the youth. That was a very young comment that he made.
But that's a damning comment. That's gonna come back on you down the line.
Oh no, absolutely.
And you can't say that, because if you want to be in the top tier of quarterbacks, and you look at Tom Brady,
Peyton Manning,
Aaron Rodgers, go down the list, even Troy Aikman, all these guys, they watch film, because I don't care how much you got in your head and how much you think you see. You better know your opponent, because they're gonna change what you saw last week. They're gonna change it for you the next week.
Agreed.
And you saw how he fell off. What is the Cardinals start off last year? They started off 7-0 last season, and then they started sputtering down.
Man, and then came back at the end.
Because
it took us some time.
You know why? Because
they might have lost 4 or 5.
Some teams saw him twice.
Yeah.
Did he prepare for them? Did he prepare for them like they prepared for him?
Right.
Okay.
I mean,
and I'm a Kyler Murray fan.
He could have chose a different set of wording and explained what you just read.
Well, that's why I said that's young. Exactly. You sound like a young dude. It's
I understand
cool. I
just let these people off.
No, I understand where he's coming from, but I'm going to go back to what I said at the beginning. You cannot get to the level that he's at right now and performing at the highest level of football without preparing, without watching film, without learning about the other team, without learning what you need to do with your playbook. You can be there. Raw talent can get you there, but you can't consistently perform at that high level without proper preparation.
Not that many times over and over.
Come on,
Let
man.
me tell you something. I play Madden, and when I have to play,
like it's the same
I have to play the Ravens.
Really?
I already know what's about to happen. This person is going to run up. What'd you say?
Time out.
What'd you say? What y'all saying? You hear that?
Listen, coming from a former King of the Couch Madden champion.
Oh, former, that's your fake accolades, dog. I play Madden, dog. I don't know what you talking about.
Did you just
Must
say,
be nice to say former, dog.
Did you just say, I play Madden, and then you're going to compare that to what's happening in real life
I'm about to,
on a football field?
Yes, I did. Now listen to my analogy.
Press, man.
Listen to my analogy.
Hold up, let me get my thought across. Don't try to overtalk the situation. We know you got it. When you start talking, you drown everybody out. Let me get my thought across, man.
Okay, go ahead. And I'll tie it in after y'all make fun of me.
There you go.
Now I'm Super Dave. Is this what y'all want? Now my wife can't come into the studio, dog. Now I'm Super Dave. Now you know how I feel. You damn straight. In my family, we call it, now you wear the crown. Get it off of me and pass it to somebody else. You absolutely right. No, I'm Super Dave. I get it. Y'all just have fun at my expense, dog. Okay. I get it, dog.
But Griff, you listen. You can't.
It's not the same.
It's not even close to being the same.
I was making a dumb point to say, well, even me playing a video game, if I know I got to play the Ravens, I'm already telling myself they got a good defense. Dude is going to run a lot at quarterback. If I'm playing the Chargers, I'm saying they got an amazing offense and a defense in the game either. Even I know at a low level of having to know something that you have to know your opponent. That was my point.
Do y'all think that being a black African-American quarterback has anything to do with this?
That's all I was trying to say.
We just kind of
so keep bashing me.
In this situation, because we've seen over the past couple of weeks, Anonymous
It was
people.
only some random black quarterbacks that was sorry and made their team mad. Dude from the Saints.
Yeah, but
what was his name?
But some people are calling out. There's been some anonymous defensive coordinators, and I hate when they do that because if you're gonna talk about somebody, put it out there, or tell whoever you're telling. Don't ever print that. Don't ever have no comment out there. I don't want that out there. But called out Patrick Mahomes, saying he's a street baller. He's a street. You take away his first read. You take away his first read. He can't deliver. And he's not the same quarterback. This is not me. This is a defensive coordinator.
That's false. We know that's false.
Okay, then.
That's a defensive coordinator who lost.
Yeah.
So he's just saying, he better be glad.
He makes a living on keeping the play going after busted plays.
But we watched him do that in college, man. This is
Come on, bro.
They've been bigger than him. They've been faster than him. But the dude, to me, he has no chill. Like he just... It's a point of being erratic where they call it happy feet as a quarterback. Like you can't, I don't know where to throw, which way. He has such a calm demeanor about him that's not good for you on defense because here you come, I'm going to kill you. And he just.
Not really.
And with his little Olay move, now you done use all your energy in the game.
Yep.
And he just moved past you like that, dog.
Right.
You out the play all the way.
He Gomer Powelled you.
Pro Football's Focus, they broke it down from what this defensive coordinator said about Patrick Mahomes after his first read. He's 91% as far as he grades first. After his first read, he throws for 4,498 yards. This is 2018 and has 39 touchdowns. So then we know this defensive coordinator is wrong.
Right.
But I think it's what they see.
I actually don't know what you're talking about. Say that again. Like I'm confused.
Patrick Mahomes on the throws past his first read.
Yep.
Oh, pass his first. So when his first read, when the
it's
red
gone.
one ain't open.
And that's what the defensive coordinator
Okay.
said. When I take away your first read, he's saying Patrick Mahomes can't play the same way. He's not the same quarterback. And I'm just showing you the numbers. I'm showing you the numbers. I'm showing you the numbers because where has he been? He has a championship. The Chiefs have been there, what?
Yeah, but they done figured him out the last 2 seasons, dog. You know how you stop Patrick Mahomes? Have him on the sideline holding his
helmet.
That's anybody. You can say that about Aaron Rodgers.
But remember when they put that rush on him and then he was throwing them passes that we know he could make sometime, but when you force that across your chest pass, you can't make them every time. Look, you can't make them every time.
But then they're saying the same thing about Lamar Jackson because they say when you look at him.
I'm not a fan of him as a quarterback yet, and I'm going to just say that out loud.
Oh, that's a whole nother conversation. So you ain't sold on Lamar yet.
I'm not a fan, dog. You got to understand, I was in Atlanta when Michael Vick was there. I was at the games. I was interviewing them. I watched him. I know the whole Mike Vick phenomenon that happened in Atlanta. And I feel like Lamar Jackson is just – Lamar Jackson to me ain't even as talented as Mike Vick was then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to see more from him.
Okay, so then you agree with the defensive coordinator who's anonymous again, and that's why these black quarterbacks are coming out saying it's a race thing. He said, I don't give a crap if he wins.
Who's saying this?
This is an anonymous defensive coordinator. Okay. Another one. Not the same one, a different one. I don't give a crap if he wins the league MVP 12 times. I don't think he'll ever be the number one, be a number one as a quarterback. He'll be a number one football player, but not a quarterback.
Oh, that sound like hate.
But it sounds like what you just said. But you said you don't believe in him.
No, I didn't say. I said I'm not sold on him.
You're not sold on him.
I mean, hell, I watched
He won MVP.
I watched Flacco stand back there at 6'7", 6'6", or something dumb, never moving, and he handled his business. There was an amazing football team.
So
when
did
Flacco
Trent
was
Dilfer.
There. Yeah, so I'm just saying, Lamar Jackson, yes, he was the MVP. Was
Super Bowl champion?
Trent
He won a
Dilfer was the
championship. I
MVP of the
can't
Super
believe
Bowl.
that.
He's the MVP of the Super Bowl, but that was only because they didn't want to give it to the young murderer. They didn't want to give it to
but is it a race thing? Because to me...
Of course it's a race thing. It's always a race thing in the end.
Always.
Believe that.
At that position.
Only 13% of the country. White folk don't like us. They don't like that we take their jobs. They don't like that we come into a sport and be better than them and they grandfathers than them. They don't even like, they was so mad when they put black people in baseball. They hate, I think no sport should count a stats ass if black people wasn't playing yet. I don't even want to count the stats. Who cares what happened in Cooperstown before black people came, or Cuban people, or Puerto Ricans, or Mexicans, or whatever? Like, I don't want to hear you. watered down white people story, and they hate us, dog. They do hate us.
I think it's a race thing.
And I will say right now, not all white people.
In certain parts, it's a race thing.
Uncles.
But I think at some point, when you look at the black athlete, I think a white defensive coordinator or a white person don't understand that we don't have to sit in the pocket and play like Tom Brady or play like Peyton Manning.
That's hard to coach. How do you tell somebody, do you, Lamar?
And that's right. Did we see that with Russell Wilson? Because I look at him as a top-tier quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
but the coach understood.
But he doesn't just run.
No.
He does his first, second, third read. I mean, we have smart quarterbacks out there.
Russell Wilson is half black, right?
Well, that's Sierra husband, dog. Now you know how I feel. Now you wearing a crown again. Welcome. The crown is yours.
Okay. Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
I mean, the last time we saw him,
right.
We haven't seen him in 2 years. But I could put him in that same category as with Russell Wilson.
If Jacoby goes 6-0 and you running around,
don't go back to that. I'm walking out of the show. I'm walking out of this damn show. You do that,
dog. Basically panties, dog.
You know what's gonna happen?
Panties.
No,
I said a thong.
that's what a thong look like on a man, dog. Nobody driving in their car gonna say, "Hey, look at that young, strong, strapping man with a thong on." They gonna say, "Deuce is wearing panties."
I think the funny part is,
and we want you to wear some brown panties, dog.
I think the funny part is, I know y'all want to see this happen, but the bottom line is
they might not go 6-0.
No, I don't.
Let's lower it, dog.
No, I'm not lowering it.
Let them go 4-0, dog.
But you'll finally get a chance to see the Tony Romo and Quincy Carter on the back of my ass.
That's what he wanted to say anyway.
You're going to apologize to the entire world the same way Will Smith apologized to Chris Rock.
Talk about it. Let's listen to the sound.
Absolutely.
Why didn't you apologize to Chris in your acceptance speech? I was fogged out by that point. It's all fuzzy. I've reached out to Chris, and the message that came back is that he's not ready to talk, and when he is, he will reach out. So I will say to you, Chris, I apologize to you. My behavior was unacceptable, and I'm here whenever you're ready to talk.
Listen, man, from the Will Smith that I've learned, I've met the brother one time, a long time ago, but I've never had an in-depth conversation. But for the Will Smith that I know, I believe him. I think that was a genuine apology. I think he really wanted to take his time because he didn't want it to sound fake. He didn't want it to be like it wasn't genuine. And I think everything, how he even asked the question before he answered the question, I think those were the main handful of questions that most people was wanting to know the answer to.
But why wait so long?
No, I think he was
really
timing.
Yeah, and he was
First
really
of all,
wanting.
if I slap you right now, dog, we not gonna be cool Thursday. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if I go, 2 minutes. Because even in your mind, you saying, yeah, we're going to be cool if I slap you back, maybe. Like, it's a bunch of, like, you need the time. It's a story in the Bible about Joseph, and I'm going to make this make sense. Joseph's brothers sold him up the river, right? Mm-hmm. Joseph had dreams, and he was just telling his brothers, man, I dreamed that I'm going to have this, and I dream, and I think of y'all going to be tumbleweeds and black crows. And so they was like, let's kill him. And then one of the brothers said, Benjamin, the youngest brother, said, well, let's not kill him. Let's just act like we killed him and then do something with him. So they took his jacket and they put blood on it and they sold him. And then he went to Egypt. And he went to jail, and then he got favor with the warden, and then him and the warden was cool, so he wasn't really in jail, and he was over to prison. Then the warden's wife tried to holler at him and set him up and told her husband that Joseph tried to rape me. Then he went back to prison. Then 2 dudes said, I need a dream. I had these dreams. Well, he said, well, you gonna find favor with the king, and they gonna kill you. But listen, when either one of y'all get out, make sure you tell the king about me. 2-3 years later, one of the dudes say, oh, yeah, I know a dude that do dreams. Joseph comes back. In the story, Joseph is now in charge of all Egypt's trade. His brothers have to come because there's a famine in the land, and he forgives them. That had to take that long. Because, dog, First of all, y'all sold me up the river. I want to kill you for that one. Then I went to jail, almost got killed there, and then got set up and put, I want to kill you for that one. So everything takes time. I understand that everything takes time. I was mad when I heard the Will Smith apology at first. But then I have to think, as a grown man with forgiveness in my heart, sometimes things take time. Chris Rock still doesn't want to talk to him, and Will Smith even said, when he's ready to talk, let's talk. But hearing his voice, looking at his face, I believe that apology, and I believe even when Chris sees it or Chris's camp is going to say, it's probably time for y'all to talk.
Before you express your thoughts, I got to say something, Super Dave.
Leave my Joseph story alone. You going to hell,
like I'm thinking. I think you were thinking like me. I mean, I thought I was watching BET. You know how they go to those commercials and you forget what you're watching? I forgot we were doing a podcast. It went so long.
That was Griff's way of saying this is a great opportunity for me to let the world know that I know the Bible. And I'm going to tell this story because I've been waiting. What ain't got nothing to do with the point you was trying to make.
So between my Bible story and my Madden story, I'm just not hitting on nothing today.
No, you're really not. You're really not.
But we learned something. Go ahead, Dave.
When I saw the interview, when I saw the apology, and I know what you said about forgiveness and we're supposed to forgive, I'm thinking like Chris Rock, and if that's me, and I'm sitting there going, he's an actor. So right now,
I mean, think of that.
He's an actor.
Yeah.
We've seen him play a lot of roles.
He done cried a bunch of times.
He done cried a whole bunch of times. And he made me cry a whole bunch of times watching Wild Wild West. That's what I should get my money back on. If anything, he owed me an apology for that one.
How you cry on that movie, bro?
Right.
No, he owed me an apology. It was horrible. It was a horrible movie.
Oh, you cried because you were
So
disappointed.
now you know how I feel. So what you just did with Wild Wild West was me with the Bible. And
no, yours was longer. Yours was like
just
BT.
saying, you just did a short one. Oh, no.
Why you gotta say
everything he does is short?
Rim shot. Appreciate you.
So pretty much, man, look, I believe him. I really believe him. And he's going to wait on Chris Rock to when he's ready to either accept his apology, because I do believe that Chris Rock is going to accept his apology.
Why don't both of them get money? Why don't Netflix give us an hour and then we both can get some money? Then we give some money to charity for mental health awareness or something, but they can get paid on that reunion.
I almost can guarantee,
Yeah.
without guaranteeing, that that's going to happen.
Yeah, I would like to
There's
see
no way
that.
that them two are not going to come together and do something spectacular.
Yeah. I love both of them, man. My feelings was hurt when Will did that as a comedian, but as a dude who believes in forgiveness, it takes time, and at least he can acknowledge it. But if you look at his IG page, his last 3 stories, one was March 27th when him and Jada was like, I'm about to give them violence tonight. And then the second one was the apology, same night, but 2 pages of words, and then this. So it's been almost 4 months.
Let me tell you why and let me give you the other reason why you don't forgive him if you're Chris Rock, because he had a great opportunity when he accepted his award for Best Actor.
Good point.
To make a point right then and there, making a statement saying, I made a mistake.
Good point.
It wasn't about my wife.
He said it was too foggy for him then.
No.
I'm just saying what he said in there.
Yeah, and that's a bunch of BS. He had a chance to do it right then and there. And what did they do after the Oscars? You saw him, his whole family, dancing and partying like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
That's the part I would never forgive. If I'm Chris Rock, I won't forgive you
I'm
for
with
that.
you on that. I'm with you on that part.
Because that's why I said he's an actor. At the end of the day, he's putting up a front to show you guys, hey, I'm a bigger man. But he's not a bigger
black
man.
man, can't we? I mean,
No, we can't.
I'm saying,
No, we can't.
I'm not for to slap me in front of gabillions and gabillions of people. I'm not for that anyway, so that's number one. But as black people, shouldn't we forgive harder than they forgive us? Like, I mean, again, if Chris Rock don't want to talk to dude till Christmas, I'm all for that. It takes time. Chris Rock is a comedian. Like, he going to need that material. Like, it's all going to have to work for him.
I take it to my grave.
He needs to win now.
I take it to my
Will
grave.
Smith won an Oscar. Now, Chris Rock need to win some kind of way. But I was always thinking that what if Chris Rock was just sitting back and then his lawyer is saying, oh, yeah, by the way, to the Academy, we suing y'all. I came to an event that y'all invited me to. You asked me to be a presenter, and I was
attacked.
Assaulted, dog. Yeah. I was accosted at y'all's event. Nobody helped me. Then when they asked him to leave, he wouldn't.
He wouldn't.
So now I'm Stockholm syndrome with my accuser.
And you let the same man who assaulted me accept his award and give a speech.
But why would you?
So
but
who
again,
knows how Chris
but
is
why would
playing
you
it?
sue? I know what you're saying about suing the Oscars, but at the end of the day, I blame it on the person that did it.
Oh no, Will Smith did it,
And
but
that's
guess
all-
what?
but that's all that
He
matters
did it
to
at
me.
a place. No. Let's look at the bigger picture. Chris Rock don't have to sue Will Smith. Chris Rock get to sue ABC. Like,
True story.
You understand me?
True story.
That's fine.
Chris Rock get to. It's big. So my question is, what is ABC and the Academy and everything telling Chris?
Right.
Because he absolutely can sue. And the police was there and nobody helped me. It's a lot of people that put themselves in a lawsuit.
I know, but y'all
on that
taking,
night.
but you're taking it away again from
No,
the
Will Smith did it, and Will
and that's
Smith.
my focus. That's who I'm. If I'm gonna beat his ass, that's who I'm focused on. I'm focused on Will Smith. I'm not focused on the Academy
sometimes
right now.
you can get money over.
I understand
a
the money
slapback.
part, but I'm out. But I can get my money from Will Smith too. How many
And then
millions
number
and millions
one-
does he have?
And
I
number
can
one,
make money
Chris
from him.
Rock is a little dude who got no violence up in him, and Will Smith knew who he could slap. We talked about it before. Will Smith wouldn't slap Lou Nell. Let's keep it real. Or Cat Williams. Or Earthquake. Or Donnell Rollins. Like, I could go on and on. DC Curry. Anybody. But Chris Rock is slappable.
Well, on that note, let's get ready to wrap up and talk. And I'm trying to figure out this puzzle of why some people are hating against a potential Black Panther Part 2. A lot of people like it.
No, the trailer came out a couple weeks ago
At Comic-Con.
and if you haven't seen it, we'll also put that on the page. I Hate the Homies at I Hate the Homies. We'll put that along as the other things we told you guys about. Hopefully, Super Dave and some panties with the Cleveland Brown.
Quit saying panties. I said
Because
thong.
that's what a thong
That's
is
all-
on a man,
that's
dog.
all
You
I
wearing
said.
panties, dog. They panties, dog.
A
You can
jock
call it
strap.
whatever way you want
Jock
to.
strap.
Please go 6-0, dog. If they go 5-1, I feel like you should at least stand.
No,
you
I ain't
gotta
saying
do a
I ain't
lap.
doing nothing.
You
I said
just
6-0, and I'm confident in my.
And those, by the way, those panty line is part of the same line as his pants.
Right. And that right. Thank you. That was good.
Okay.
I appreciate you. So the trailer for Black Panther 2 came out, and it was showing T'Challa, everybody. It was kind of like the end game, the movie that came on after the end game when not Captain America, but Iron Man was dead, and they put murals up and everything of him. Well, they did the same thing in this Black Panther 2, but the fans are outraged that T'Challa wasn't, why the character had to die, and why they couldn't continue the character as they continue James Bond characters, as they continue Superman
Go down the list.
characters. I mean, yeah, you know, if you
All
watch
superhero
movies,
characters that got killed off somehow was revived.
No. We're not saying that. We saying the actor. If I play Wolverine, Jack, what's his name? Hugman.
Oh, I know you're talking
The
about.
Australian dude that
right,
played
yes.
Wolverine.
Yes.
And first of all, he's 6'1", 6'2" almost. Wolverine always was 5'1", 5'2" in the comic books. He's a little dude. That's what a Wolverine is, a little thing with a problem. But if he didn't want to play Wolverine anymore, then they get
Another actor, the same way they did Batman.
Keanu Reeves. Oh,
How many Batmans have there been?
Yeah, how many
Okay,
Batmans?
thank you.
9 at least.
Absolutely.
9 different people. So, as a Marvel fan and a comic book fan, the storyline that the comic books have been using for a minute is that the sister takes over as the Black Panther. Remember, the Black Panther was the thing for Wakanda. The Black Panther wasn't one person. That's why they could fight over who was going to be the Black Panther. So the Black Panther was just the guardian of Wakanda, and it could be whoever was deemed heir to
Right.
the Black Panther. But I think the Ryan Coogler, had such a relationship with Chadwick Boseman that he didn't want to see nobody else.
But even Chadwick brother said they should have recast and continued.
Well, you're a
the
comic
Black
book
Panther.
fan. What'd you think?
I
Let
think-
somebody else, then who? Who could have played that role?
I
They
mean, you
killed
gotta
Michael
have,
B. Jordan. I would have loved Michael B. Jordan to come in.
He
if
comes
wasn't.
over from the bad guy to
But
No,
they killed him
'cause
off.
they
though.
killed him
but I'm
off,
just
so-
saying, if he wasn't in it at all,
Somebody
I
had to
would
have
love to
range,
see. And it got to be
range.
somebody with some, because I was thinking of Lakeith. Lakeith from Get Out. He was the dude
Yep,
in Get Out.
yep,
He's on ATL. I like him as an actor as far as range, but he's a little fella.
What about the dude from England? Idris. What about Idris
No,
Elba?
not him
No,
again. I'm sick
yeah.
of him, man. He's in everything.
I know
No.
I know this brother getting older, but what about Spike? Not Spike, but
Spike Lee.
I was about to say,
yeah, I'm throwing all
She
my
gotta
stuff
have
out.
it.
Wesley Snipes.
I thought about Wesley Snipes.
Are
But
both
no,
of y'all serious?
but after seeing Wesley Snipes in that,
you gonna say Idris is old, and then
yeah, he's
Wesley
old. Remember that
Snipes
dress we
old
saw him
ass?
in
Right.
that outfit we saw him in
This
over
is
a
the
couple of
movies,
months?
though.
Oh,
No,
wait,
no.
you talk about
At
with
the award show.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
jacked
okay.
up.
So he's out of it right
But
now.
that's Blade, bro.
But
That's
no,
Blade.
starting to
that's
look a
Blade back
little-
in the day.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
Blade
only
back
one
in the
person
day,
could play that role if we're gonna
Who,
recast
right
it.
now, who?
Cheryl Underwood.
The dog.
I hate the homie. Other week award goes to Super Dave for that. I was gonna give it to doggone Griff for that doggone Bible story, but you just came up
Thank
and
you, Super
swiped it
Dave.
up.
You're so well deserving. You're so well deserving.
Make sure y'all download, subscribe, man. Hey, make sure you give us the 5-star reviews. We want to hear from you. We want to know what you think about the podcast. All that good stuff.
Before we do all of that, let's do our yay homie or nah homie with our 3-minute ticker going now. Julio Jones signing a 1-year deal to play with Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
Yay.
Yay. And the rich keeps getting richer because that's Tom Brady.
Yeah, they gonna
Every
do it.
single year, he finds some way, somehow, they find another receiver to put on his football
That's
team.
his third down toy.
God dog it.
Yep. How about that? Draymond Green says, what he say? He don't want to play if he can't get a 4-year extension.
He said he wants a 4-year extension with
That
the
he
Golden
wants that
State with
super
the
contract,
the super
right.
contract with the max contract
Yeah.
with the Golden State Warriors. Do you give him that max contract?
Yay.
Oh,
This dude's been the third wheel of the 3-headed monster for all this time.
you
What's
talking
his
about the
age?
third wheel
He
that
let
got
Kevin-
7 points, average 7
he let
points
Kevin
a game?
Durant come in and get the money too, and he said, all right, cool, I'm gonna play it. This dude is when you think about team player, his picture is next to the team player term in the
I'm
dictionary.
not giving him that contract.
Hell
dog.
no.
I'm not
Come
giving
on,
him that
Rock,
contract.
no.
No,
Say
homie.
what you want to say.
No.
Listen, I get it. You got to throw stats out the
Well,
out
not
the door.
just stats, just Draymond.
He's the
Draymond
glue.
don't even want to play basketball for 4 more years.
He's the
dog.
glue to the Golden State
I
Warriors.
give
No,
you that.
dog.
He's the glue. But if I trade him or release him right now, you think any other team out there is going to give him a 4-year deal worth $120 million?
Probably not.
Okay, then. That's why he's not worth that max contract.
Yeah, that's all.
Not with this
That's all.
basketball team. If I get him for a
Do
cheaper price,
Golden State need to bless him some kind of way?
I got to look at
Absolutely.
over the next couple of years. I got to play Klay Thompson.
Right.
I got to play Wiggins after this season.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Those
do.
guys that can score, and I know what Draymond can do and how he holds
But
his team
Draymond
together.
has been taking this. He's been watching everybody else get paid, and he's been like, all right, cool.
Oh,
I'm
he
a
got
team
his
player.
money. He
Yeah,
still
he
got
ain't
his
saying-
money.
you
He
ain't
I'm not
he
saying.
poor.
I'm not saying he. Of course, he ain't poor.
No,
I
he
mean,
made
come
his
on.
money.
We just saying the 220 WAP that they've been giving out the last couple seasons.
Listen.
Is Draymond worth that to you? You say yes. We say no. Let's get to Nick Cannon, who can't stay out of females' business. This dude said that 80% of females need assistance when it comes to their personal hygiene.
80% is kind of fishy. I don't understand that.
Speaking of fishy,
I see what you.
I see what you just did with that. Look,
You've been
that's
wanting
why
to say
you-
that this whole.
That's why
That's
you
why he
done-
wanted to do this segment.
Yeah, that's
He's been
all.
waiting
He
for
been
that right
wanting
there.
Look at it. Look at it. He all out of his chair, y'all. Yeah.
I was gonna give you props on that.
He
but-
like, look,
Pat his own back.
he patting himself.
But because it's so doggone corny, and you've been waiting for it.
You've been waiting for it.
Yeah, I haven't waiting for it. I was
Look at
waiting
it.
for it.
That was his ace in the hole, dog. That was his ace in the hole. At the end. Yay, homie, or no, homie?
Woo-wee.
No, homie.
Yeah,
Nay.
no, homie.
Yeah, I gotta name that
Nick,
one, dog.
Mind your
Come on.
business. These women about to hate you, dog. You need to keep your posse of ones that you have, your stable,
I'm glad you
and
said
treat
posse.
them
I didn't know
nice.
where you were going with that. He said
Yeah,
posse.
you need to keep the ones. I'm done playing
can
with
we
y'all,
end the
man.
show,
Yeah,
man?
I would
We
like
got
to end
to.
it right
This
now.
is disrupting
too, dog.
right now, man. So I hate the homies. I'm Rock Teasy, man.
It's your boy Griff, who has great hygiene, and I hate the homies.
And I'm Super Dave. I would not be wearing a thong, but guess what?
We don't care. You might. Ray Duggar!
Deuces.
I hate the homies.